Hi, what's up? This is Chris from The Longest Way. I was just going to show you how I go about making the video. You know, the weird video. Last time I did it was like 8 years ago, so I don't know if my workflow is anything like it was back then. It's probably not the same, but should be similar because I remember editing a lot of pictures in Photoshop. I'm going to show you here. First of all, I take a lot of pictures. I don't take one photo a day. I take like 10, sometimes just 5, sometimes 15, and I try to make sure that there's a little bit of movement. Either I'm moving or there's something moving in the background, so it's more interesting. And then you can splice them together into little sequences so that it looks like little films. Every place where you take a picture, there's a car coming in here, stretch limousine, there's another one. There's some kids. Here I am with food. There's a horse here. And yeah, then I edit the pictures here in Capture One. I usually just edit one in each sequence and then just copy what I did to that picture to the other ones. But sometimes I have to edit them individually because the light is not exactly the same, which is a pain in the ass, but you know, you just edit them and then I export them, and after a while they show up here. So this is like a folder full of TIFFs, edited photos. I don't edit them for size. I do that later, and that's what the Photoshop is for. I just edit like the color and the contrast and everything like that. And then we're going into the Photoshop phase. I picked one picture from the start that looked good and easy to use as a sort of dummy, and I made it in black and white, and that's where I copy my new photos on top of. I don't know if you can say it like that, but I copy them onto it, and then I set the opacity to 50 so you can see both pictures, the dummy and the new one. And this might be a little bit large here. And then I try to make sure that the eyes are aligned in both pictures. Just the eyes here, because everything changes so much, you know, sometimes the head is in a different position. So then you can't really align the nose or the hair, you know, the hair changes so much. But the eyes, they're a good focus point. So I try to align them, and then I set the opacity back to 100. He looks surprised. Yeah, and that's what it looks like then. So here I went in the space from 2 months from this to this. I think here in the second picture the head is in a different position, so it just looks it looks different. But the eyes should be, they're okay, I think. Maybe the new head needs a little bit of more tilting here. Maybe 3.5. I'm not sure. It's really hard to tell, and this is really boring work. I think people that are good with computers, they can probably do this automatically, but I can't. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, but this is going to be the photo. Looks alright, I guess. And then I take the second shot and just dump it on top of it. Again, set the opacity to 50. Change the size a little bit. You know, sometimes you stretch your arms out more than other times, so the picture ends up in a different size. And then again, I try to align the eyes, which is much easier now than with the first shot. And here we go. Looks alright. Maybe the second shot is a little bit bigger. I need to make that smaller. Maybe it's 96.5. Again, if there's anybody out there that knows how to do this automatically with, I don't know, After Effects or something, that would be awesome. But I've tried it, you know, After Effects has a stabilizing thing. Doesn't quite cut it. Because so much changes in the pictures, and After Effects really doesn't know about beards. Oh yeah, this looks good. So this is basically how I do it. And then once I got like all the sequence in one document here, I save it and I open a new one with the dummy. And then after that, I go into After Effects, put the whole, you can import pictures as a sequence. So it's going to, you just press the first one and it's going to import all the other ones if they're numbered. And once you've done that, it's going to show up like this. I usually use more of the top half of the screen because, other people are going to show up there. My arms are really not that interesting. And then I set the speed. I haven't decided yet on the speed. I think maybe 25 frames a second is a little bit too fast. I don't know what I'm going to go for. But right now, maybe 15 frames feels pretty good. Then you dump it out. And once you've done that, the video kind of looks like this here. Yeah, I don't know how fast this is. I think this is about 12 frames a second. Could be a little bit faster. And then I need to cut a few shots, I think, because they're too much. But yeah, that's kind of the idea of the video. Yeah, if you want to make a video like this, if you're like a After Effects pro and you know how to do all of this automatically, let me know. But right now, I'm just kind of watching my show on my phone. I got my phone here. I don't know if you can see it. And having tea and editing my pictures one by one. That's kind of how I do it. Have a good day, dudes and dudettes.